Mike Bowers. I'm talking weather this morning with cartoonist for News Limited, John Cadelco. Welcome to the program.
Good to be here.
Mate, I thought we'd change the name to Talking Weather because I think that's all we're going to do this morning.
Politics is now meteorology, really, isn't it?
This is one of those great David Rowes where you have no idea what he's talking about, but you do, really. And he's drawn on the Wizard of Oz where Dorothy as Gillard is running along with a beautiful little Wayne Swan as Toto. There's no place like surplus. Oh, there's no place like surplus. And Tony Abbott here is the Wicked Witch going,
yes. Pure gold, yes, it's well done there.
And Bob's sort of down in the cyclone shelter, I suppose, the tornado shelter, really, if we were mixing our catastrophes. Is it safe to mention climate change?
Yeah, that does seem to be the war that nobody's allowed to mention, isn't it?
Andrew Weldon, let's worry about one surplus at a time.
Yeah, quite. It's definitely surplus H2O at the moment.
Yeah. Pictorially, these things can be very difficult to do for politicians, and although we've seen Admiral Gillard as the commander of the ship, it's been Captain Bligh who's done this better than anyone, I think.
Oh, pretty much, yeah. She does seem to have hit the right tone, doesn't she?
Yeah. It can look sort of insincere if you're just sort of wandering around evacuation centres giving comfort. It's a really hard thing to pull off.
It's hard to look sincere for more than like 20 seconds at a time. I think.
Yeah. It seems like Anna Bligh's gone from somewhere just slightly more popular than Christine Keneally to now being able to walk on water.
Absolutely.
Physically.
Incredibly handy skill, actually.
Julia sort of has flown into the Queensland, but I think she hasn't done quite as well, really.
Yeah, well, she's definitely the understudy for this particular act.
Yeah, absolutely. Sean Leahy from the Courier Mail, they're right, a week is a long time in politics, as Captain Bligh, as he's got it, with the little banana crest. All these lovely little sort of Queenslandisms that Sean puts into it.
Yeah, look, I filled in for Sean on the Courier Mail for a couple of months once, and bananas came up.
Did they?
Yeah.
A few times?
Yeah.
Pineapples?
No, just bananas.
Just bananas.
Yeah.
Lovely little Tandberg. We'll stop the boats and we'll stop the taxes with the punters in the water. And what's your policy on stopping the floods?
Well, yeah, there's him avoiding talking about the weather, which is probably quite sensible, actually.
Well, some people do like the levy, but others claim it's a little bit too taxing for their purposes, and you've picked up on this.
Oh, look, I think that the standard international unit for a levy is, in fact, the flat white per week now.
The flat white.
How many flat whites per week is this going to cost you?
So you've got Gillard saying, so for most taxpayers, the flood levy will be just one flat white per week. Sounds reasonable. Great. And she's grabbing the coffee slurp. See you next week. Curse you, Gillard.
I know. Personally, I'm a big fan of the coffee. You can pry my flat white out of my cold, dead hand, Gillard.
Finally, Peter Brookes from London Times, I guess someone had to do it. It's been all over the internet. Walk like an Egyptian, as Barack Obama is in line with Mubarak, and then suddenly just doesn't about turn.
The quick about face, yes. Yeah, look, that song was going through my head the whole time I was trying to think of a joke about it, and I can't believe that I didn't pick up on my subconscious there. He's done very well with that cartoon.
John, let's hope we don't have a volcanic eruption, earthquake, locust plague, or the horsemen of the apocalypse riding in before we see you again.
I'm hanging out for a rain of frogs, but yeah.
And I think you want to do the honours today.
Can I do it?
Yeah, you can do it.
Back to you, Barry.